Hello, and now I'm going to talk about something that I find kind of fascinating. It's one of those things which brings to mind that Always Sunny Philadelphia conspiracy meme. It's Love-de-Lic. Yes, it's kind of a weird company name to have, but this is kind of interesting because they started and they moved on, they splintered, they kind of came back together. They had a lot of fingers and a lot of pies. I think it's an interesting story, although I don't know every little bit of it, but I'm going to tell you what I know. So, back in the days of the Super Nintendo, there was Squaresoft. They made RPGs, mostly. They made Final Fantasy, among other things. And there were some people who worked at Squaresoft who did not enjoy so much working for Squaresoft. There was guys like Yoshiro Kimura, Kenichi Nishi, Taro Kudo, and others. Yoshiro Kimura, he worked on Romancing Saga 2 and 3. Kenichi Nishi was field planner on Chrono Trigger. Nishi and Kudo worked on Super Mario RPG. I think they left Squaresoft to be able to make a different kind of RPG or more unique games, but this, I imagine, they thought was a step in the right direction at least, because this is not your average RPG like Final Fantasy or whatever. This is a little bit different. Then they left Squaresoft and they created Love-de-Lic. There they made 3 games, the first of which was Moon Remix RPG Adventure. And this one is different. I don't have it, I don't own it now, but I used to, and I've played it. And I thought it was pretty good, and it's definitely different. You play first you're like this kid playing an RPG at late in the evening, past your bedtime. You are the knight. You go to the castle, talk to the king, slay enemies, blah blah blah. But then it switches point of view. Then you're playing as, or you're transported into the game. I think it is. You're invisible, but you have your clothes on, so it has this graphics. I was gonna say it reminds me of Rayman because you don't have limbs, but whatever. You walk around and basically so the Love-de-Lic game is basically you help people. The game, all of their games kind of follow that kind of formula. It's not about killing, it's about helping. And in this, in Moon, you're not playing as the knight. The knight is kind of an asshole. He goes around just killing stuff over and over. You revive and help the enemies that fall to his sword, pretty much. He's the enemy. He's not the good guy. It's different. It's interesting, and the characters kind of look like they're made out of clay, animated claymation, pretty much. Interesting art style. I liked that game. This second after that, they made UFO: A Day in the Life, where you have the similar art style. It takes place in UFOs are going to rescue 50 other UFOs who are in a human apartment building, and they're invisible. You go down this little squid type alien and you look for them. You basically photograph different areas, and you try to find the aliens. Bring that back to your spaceship to Mother, which reminds me of Alien, in this really quite well animated blob with lips. The thing is that you have I haven't played it more than half an hour, but you have different times in the whole day. It only takes place during this one day, and the apartment building with all the people in there. It actually reminds me of Boku wa Chisai, although it's not a 3D platform, obviously. But that was surprising. So that was also quite different. But then the third game, which I haven't played at all, is LOL, Lack of Love, which some people say is a masterpiece. I say it just looks weird. But I don't know, I haven't played it. It looks like some kind of spore type thing. You play some organism, you go around, try to evolve, live. Probably you help other organisms, I assume. Maybe a lack of love is that there isn't a lack of love and you have to distribute love. I don't know anything about it really, but I know people like it. At the very least, it's a very unique game, like all the games they made. But then something happened. I don't know what, but for some reason they splintered. Now, out of Love-de-Lic's demise came 3 companies: Punchline, Skip, and Vanpool. Those are the 3. And basically, one of the Love-de-Lic guys, they made their own studio. Punchline was Yoshiro Kimura's company. Skip was Kenichi Nishi's company. and Vanpool was Taro Kudo's company. Out of these, Skip, you could say, arguably was the most successful. On the other hand, Vanpool made games up until the latest date, possibly. They also stayed around for a good while. Punchline, however, weren't so lucky. They made 2 games only, actually less than Love-de-Lic. The first one was Tulip, and I also used to own this one, and I did enjoy it, but it's one of those that I did enjoy, but I will never play again, at least through completion, because it hurt. It hurt me to play it. Another interesting thing about this whole Splinter is that the first game from all 3 companies are basically another Moon. It's basically Moon, but with their own vision to it. So from Punchline, you have Tulip, where you play as a little boy who walks around trying to get kisses from everyone to get enough love, because he maybe has a lack of it, to be able to kiss the girl that he just met. That's a story as old as time. Skip's game, Giftpia, which I have here, or really the title should be Giftopia, but whatever, it's Giftpia. You play as this kid who walks around solving people's problems. Although, technically first, you solve your own problem because you slept through your coming-of-age ceremony, which is really important on this one island, and you get jailed. You get like a ball and chain, and you have to, your face is censored. You have to walk around picking up garbage and that kind of stuff. But after that, you walk around, talk to people, and solve problems. This was Skip's version. Vanpool's version was Indonesia, which definitely has the best art style. They got the art guy from Moon and UFO Day in Life. He clearly went to work at Vanpool. There you play as some kid who gets transformed to another world, kind of like Moon. Although it's not as interesting. It's just kind of this weird jungle area thing with like gods and statues. And well, actually in Giftpia and Indonesia, you have to keep eating to stay alive / awake. You have this clock system. In Tulip, you still have the clock, but you don't get hungry and die out of exhaustion or whatever. Instead, the game finds other ways to kill you, plenty of ways, because your heart is your health, and if you fail to get the kiss or in the right way, there's certain things you have to do in all kiss cases. It hurts you, and then when you die, you go back. You have to load a save game, like a classical RPG, and it finds many ways to get those hearts from you. You try to look for hearts by looking in trash cans, for instance, and then you find a piece of poo instead, and then you lose hearts. And the game is quite annoying with that, and there's also the clock system that I mentioned is that certain kisses can only be gotten at certain times of day. So if you're out trying to get, it happened to me many times, you're trying to, okay, I'm going to get this kiss now, and you go there and you fail. You can only save at certain parts, like you find a bathroom, a public bathroom, but I remember at least one clearly. You get to this other area, you have to go there by train. You get to the bathroom, but then you can't use it because it's dirty. You have to clean it first. You have to do something else to be able to use it as a save point. So then, in this area, I'm going to do this one kiss thing, right? So then it happens like at 9 in the evening. It's 12 during the day now. So I have to wait those 9 in-game hours, which so basically what I end up doing is just sitting my ass down, just waiting and doing something else in real life until the game proceeds to that point, and I can go out and try to do the thing that I wanted to do. It's really annoying, and locking the save points is really annoying. And there's that one tweet / meme or whatever with the Hank's face from Breaking Bad. It was like, the game and that part for me in Tulip is definitely that duel thing towards, I think it's in the later part of the game. You have to do this kind of quick draw type duel with a tiny ass character. Every time you miss or lose or whatever, it takes a certain amount of hearts from you. And you have to win, I think maybe you have to win 3 times in a row. I don't quite remember. Maybe I don't want to remember. But then when you fail, you have to load the game, walk all over there again at a certain time of day, do the thing. You get like 3 attempts, whatever, before you run out of health. Do it again, walk there. Fuck it, I hate that fucking part. So Tulip I like, but I've beaten it once. I don't want to try beat it again because it's too too heart-wrenching, whatever. It hurts too much. Love hurts. But I do like the game, and I like the whole the atmosphere and everything, and it has some like really good parts. Like this one guy you try to help, he goes to work at this factory where everyone's the same. They all have the hiragana face. It's some kind of 1984 whatever dystopian vibe to it. You have a lot of weird, bunch of weird characters. This one guy who's like hanging from the ceiling with as a gimp, and he says like, "Oh, it hurts, but it feels good." A lot of weird stuff, but good game definitely, but it hurt me to play it. Indonesia and Giftpia, of those two, obviously, not obviously, but I'm going to tell you that I really like Giftpia. It was really hard to stop playing this game. Indonesia, I did stop playing because you don't get as much reward for doing stuff, and it's very cryptic, and I really felt I needed a guide, and there isn't one except by an actual Japanese strategy guide book, which I haven't gotten around to. It does have the graphics, the atmosphere, but it didn't have the gameplay for me. I didn't want to have to walk around finding mushrooms to eat all the time to not get hungry while trying to decipher everything else. This game, however, I did get hooked by, because it has quirky characters. You help a lot of people back and forth. Like to have this blue robot who will actually turn up in later skip games. He actually reminds me a lot of Mike from WarioWare Touched, although it's not him. There's this funny part where they call him out for only speaking in katakana. He also says red rum at one point for some reason. So yeah, helping people, you have to you fall asleep at a certain time, but then when you find more, I don't remember how it was. It was like these mushrooms, and you put them in the freezer, and you get like jewels, and then you get as many. When you get a certain amount, you kind of level up, and then you can stay out for a longer time before you fall asleep. If you fall asleep just out in the world, I think you die, so you have to get home by a certain time. And that's kind of annoying at the start, but then it gets really just addictive trying to make it further and further, and then just, help people. So this one I quite enjoyed, actually. I found it hard to put it down. Whereas with Tulip, I liked it, but there was a lot of... The game just kind of kept slapping me in the face, so this is my favorite so far. Next from Vanpool was Colorball 2002, which I'd never played, and I only heard about it like a month ago or whatever. It's some kind of turn-based RPG thing, which looks like it's played on a football. It has the art style there, so that's cool, but I don't know, I haven't played it. Next from Punchline, however, is the great, basically, Rule of Rose. And yes, I have the game. I have the Japanese version. I actually like Rule of Rose a lot. I didn't find the gameplay that bad, except for the first and second boss. Those were the worst parts of the game, absolutely. But the rest of the game, I didn't find the combat to be that bad. The music's amazing, the story's great, the graphics great. I want to play this game again. I'm going to do that. Yeah, I have a lot of good things to say about Rule of Rose, so Punchline, they went out with a bang. But it's not as big of a bang as Skip's next game, which is Chibi-Robo. This turned into a series, although Nintendo tried to help them and not help them at the same time to make it a success. I heard that Miyamoto liked this quite a lot. I like it even more. I like it a lot. So here you play as the Chibi-Robo, who is like this service robot bought by a family, a dysfunctional family, which is what makes it that much better, because it was just this one family, that would be fun enough. But I love the fact that it has this functionality. So the dad is a man-child who just likes to buy toys. He's unemployed. His wife is really annoyed with him, and the daughter is not happy with her life. She dresses up as a frog, but you can find her at night crying on a staircase. So she has some issues. At some point, the mother is like, "I've had enough of this. I want a divorce." She locks herself in a room. She makes, in the Japanese version, she makes a dick joke, which she doesn't do in the translated version. But she looks at Chibi-Robo, who is this big, and says, "You're a small one, just like Dad." And Dad meaning her husband. That line is different in the Western version. But this game, again, was really addictive. Because it was just that thing where first you have your battery, it only runs to a certain amount. Then you go around, you collect trash, which seems like it's going to be really boring, kind of like the Universal Studios game or on GameCube, PS2. But it's not. And then you get a little more battery then you can go out a little bit further, a little bit further, a little bit further. But every time you go a little bit further, it's not that you just pick more trash, you find more characters. Because at night, this is Toy Story, basically. At night, all the toys come to life. They're all unique, they're all different, they have things you need to help them with, so there's a lot of helping. There's a whole lot to say about Chibi-Robo. I'm not going to go on for hours about Chibi-Robo, but I love Chibi-Robo. The Wii version I have, but I haven't played it yet. I just know that it's in 16:9 widescreen, and you can use the Wii remote like this to brush the floor with your toothbrush instead of pressing a button, whatever. I'm sure it's fine. Then it started going kind of downward for all three companies. Well, Punchline were gone at this point. After Rule of Rose, they went under. Skip did the Bit Generations games, which I've never tried. They made four more Chibi-Robo games. None of them were as good as the original, but they were good. Chibi-Robo Park Patrol, which came out in Japan and in America, although it was like Blockbuster exclusive or Walmart exclusive or something. It's so in that it takes part in this part of a park instead of the house, but it was I've beaten it. It was addictive as well. It just felt you didn't get as every time you leveled up and could go further, it didn't felt like you were as rewarded with fun stuff as you were in the original. Then there was Okaeri Chibi-Robo Happy Richie Osoji, which is actually a sequel to the original, and it's also really good actually, and the ending is actually quite good. The daughter from the first game is all grown up and has her own family, but she's really poor, and her husband or boyfriend or whatever is gone, presumed dead, and you try to help them and all that stuff. The problem was, though, it went on for too long, and there was this plane you had to get, but you could only get it by going to this like casino and gambling, and the game lost me there. Although it was overall quite good, it's just not as good. Then they tried doing a Chibi-Robo platformer, Ziplash, and again, everyone hates this game. I wanted to like it, and overall, yeah, it's fine. I mean, I don't mind it being a platformer. It's just what I did mind, what made me quit the game and not play it again, is the fact that you have to play this roulette thing to see if you can go to the next stage or not, basically. Why the hell would you do that? Because of that, I have to say, even with that, it would be like a 6 out of 10 or whatever, but with that, it's definitely don't get it. Vanpool, they made, I don't have the box for this, but they made Tingle's Freshly Picked Rosy Rupee Land. They actually worked with Nintendo quite a bit from this point on. They also made the Balloon Trip Tingle game. Later on, they would make, for Konami, they made Let's Yoga. But this one, I've played it for like 20 minutes, whatever. I was going to like, I'm going to beat this game, and then I looked up on like how long to beat, and it's like this is 15 to 20 hour game, and like what? For a Tingle game? That scared me off of it. Maybe I'll try it one day, but the last thing that I know that they did was Dillon's Rolling Western and the add-ons or whatever, and I've never played that, but that's cool that they worked with Nintendo. Then they made the legendary Captain Rainbow. Captain Rainbow. This game, it's not as good as Chibi-Robo, but I did enjoy it more than Gift-Pia. In this, you play as Captain Rainbow, who is this superhero actor or whatever, but he's also like he has real transformation or whatever. He gets shipwrecked or something, and he ends up on an island. And basically, it's the island of misfit mascots, the island of misfit Nintendo mascots. Even though this wasn't made by Nintendo, it was like, endorsed or whatever. It's the only place pretty much where Nintendo makes fun of themselves. Because that's one thing that Sega could do, where Nintendo doesn't do that much. Because in Rent a Hero, Sega makes fun of themselves, references themselves, that kind of thing. This is the only time that Nintendo pretty much did that, because you have Nintendo characters on this island. You have the girl from Onigashima, which no one knows about. You have Little Mac, who is now fat. You have the guy from Nazo no Murasamijo. You have the guy from Golf, who is not Mario. You have this girl character who has pictures of Link and Mario above her throne. It has Birdo. It has the dog from Chibi-Robo. And it has the robot from Giftpia. I think it also has that the superhero doll thing from Chibi-Robo also. So you walk around as this guy. You have to, again, like eat stuff to power up or whatever. You turn into Captain Rainbow. Then you can attack with a yo-yo, like Star Tropics, I suppose. The fun thing with, to me, I like the when games go a little different. The point is to make people's wishes come true. So again, you go around helping people. In this case, this is the Nintendo characters wanting to get back in the limelight, that kind of thing. Oh yeah, the kids from like Famicom Wars / Advance Wars are also there. It has that controversial part with Birdo going to the women's bathroom, because Birdo is like a guy creature who thinks he's a woman. So I guess that part guarantees that this will not be re-released now. And people wanted this to come west, but Reggie and others were like, no, we're not bringing it, pretty much. It also sold very poorly in Japan, to be fair. But you make people's wishes come true. But every time you make a wish come true, you have to go to this this part of the island where you send these creatures into space and they make the wish come true. But then every time you make a wish come true, there are less creatures on the island, and then these creatures are what makes the island live. So as you're making people's wishes come true, you're killing the island, pretty much. So the game ends with the island being destroyed. Although you do get to escape, but you're basically destroying the world by saving it. By saving the people in it, which is... I don't know what they're trying to say with it that exactly, but it's... I appreciate that little dark twist in the story. What you have to do to help the people is sometimes a little different. Like with Little Mac, you have to do this boxing training thing to make him exercise. The thing I remember the most, though, which was kind of this game's version of that part, even though it wasn't that terrible, it was just really hard, is when you help the guy from Nazo no Murasamijo, the samurai, because his thing is that he wants to, I think he's in love with someone. I don't remember right now if it was someone on the island or not, but he gets nosebleeds when he tries to talk to a girl, which is this Japanese thing that they think happens. I don't know if it happens in real life. In my life, I've never heard of anyone saying that they get a nosebleed when they talk to a pretty girl or whatever. But according to Japan, that happens all the time. But anyway, his thing, you have to do this training thing where you press buttons on the Wii remote and nunchuck and hold them. And that sounds really easy, but it's not. So first, like, you press the Z button, you hold that, and then you press left on the D-pad, you hold that. You don't let go of the ones you've pressed earlier. And then you press 2, and you press B, and you press the plus button, or whatever buttons they ask you to press. The thing is that is really hard. You have to hold and contort your fingers in some weird ways. The thing is that, like, if you hold your index finger on the left D-pad thing, and then you have to put your thumb. It's hard to describe, but if you put your fingers the wrong way, it becomes really, really hard to just keep holding it. Because you really have to keep holding it. I remember, like, I held it, and for some reason, even my finger just shook just ever so slightly. You lose your concentration or whatever, and then you have to redo the whole thing. So that was quite hard, but not as bad as the part in Tulips. So at this point, with Chibi-Robo Ziplash, they also made a photo finder, which was for the 3DS. Chibi-Robo, dead. Dillon's Rolling Western, I think Vanpool didn't do anything after that. Punchline already dead, so the successors to Love-de-Lic are gone, but then Onion Games. Onion Games is like Love-de-Lic coming back to life, basically. Although Kenichi Nishi is nowhere to be found. I don't know what he's doing right now, but Yoshiro Kimura is there, and a couple of others that are escaping my mind at this very moment are there. They re-released Moon, and it actually got an English translation finally, so it's available on Switch and PC. They made Million Onion Hotel, Blackbird, Dandy Dungeon, a couple of like small games, and then just very recently they made Stray Children, which I haven't played, but it's basically their Moon 2 or whatever. It's that kind of game. And then I've heard people have been hoping for a new like a Rule of Rose remaster. I think they still do have the rights. We'll see, but Stray Children I will try to get into at some point. But this whole thing, like they worked for Square, they made Love-de-Lic, they splintered, and they all died off, and they came back again. I think it's a cool story. So what was interesting to me throughout this whole experience is I actually played Moon last, and I thought maybe that because Love-de-Lic splintered into these factions, so it kind of logically the game with everyone in it would be the best. But I liked Moon, but I liked Rule of Rose more. I like the good parts of Tulip I liked more. But of those three companies, the one company whose games I really did enjoy was Skip. Giftpia, Chibi-Robo especially, and also Captain Rainbow. Those are three really good games. Those are the best. So of these three splintering companies, Skip would have to be my favorite. But I also did enjoy Rule of Rose quite a bit. So, but anyway, this is a whole thing. I could also mention how Yoshiro Kimura also was director for Little King's Story on the Wii, which was made by Sing, another company who just kind of came, did interesting things, and then died off. They did Hotel Dusk and another Code games. Akira Ueda worked for Moon and only Moon. He would then make Contact and Michigan, which is a game people dislike but I like. Taro Kudo would work on Paper Mario Color Splash, which I haven't played, but maybe that's the reason for me to play that game. But I like unique games. Love-de-Lic and their sons or whatever, they made unique games, so I appreciate them for that. I hope this was interesting in any way. Now I'll go and play some Super Mario RPG. Why not?
Captain Rainbow.